Welcome to Global Bird Weekend, but particularly welcome to Global Bird Weekend, but particularly here on Sunday morning to birding live with on location. Birding live on location. This is going to be so incredible. We are going to have the ball. We're going to be going to 30 locations around the world. Many starting now, of course, in the Far East, in Asia, going on to Africa, into Europe as well. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to see birds today that many of you will have never seen and perhaps will never see in the future. Partly because traveling is difficult, so we've got to use this opportunity to show these amazing photographs with Swarovski and an amazing team of people who are scattered literally in these incredible sites. But wow, what a weekend it's been so far. Yesterday, 157 countries sent lists of their birds. 25,000 people actually were out there birding. And would you believe it? They saw over 6,500 species. So it's just wonderful that we get these sort of responses from people. And later on, I'll be showing you some of the birds in my little garden here in Rutland. I'm so proud of what we've all done globally to bring people together. The community spirit this weekend has been phenomenal. And I know looking at these next 2 hours are going to be phenomenal for so many people. You're going to see these birds close up. You're going to get some wonderful conversations going on between people, talking about their enthusiasm, their love for birds, their passion for birds. We all are together on this, and I hope you have the most wonderful 2 hours. Remember, it's coming to you from Swarovski, and it's one of our great partners as part of Global Bird Weekend, along with eBird. And of course, don't forget, we're raising money for conservation through BirdLife International. So while you're watching on your screens, on your tablets, remember, you can actually press a button and donate to our cause, Stop the Illegal Bird Trade. So great. Have a wonderful weekend day. Have a fantastic 2 hours enjoying. And here we go. Looking out. Okay. Hey, who have we got here? Hey, Syria, Mike, what have you got there?
Hi, Tim. Yeah, we're just looking at this beautiful adult Brahmini kite and just perched on a tower next to a lake in Bangalore. And it looks like a quite a well-behaved kite for digiscoping right now because not flying away and making our lives easier for a while.
Let's hope that's the case for all of us today, because how often are you watching something, you go to put it on screen and you get a blank. But wow, well done you guys, well done Syria, well done Mike. And of course it's great to see you coming from Bangalore. I mean, this is the whole spirit of this event, isn't it? That so many people globally are pulling together, using their passion, to watch birds and share it with people. So hopefully loads of people are coming to come in on this 2 hour session. And don't forget, later on in the day, of course, we'll be flipping across to the States and South America. So what else do you think you've got there, Mike? Anything happening?
On the birds show. I was just saying, first of all, you mentioned Bangalore. Yeah, we're right on the edge of the city here, which you can probably tell, because we'll get some unwelcome people popping in with traffic running past and coming to chat probably. But it is literally on the edge of the city. It's a one of many wetlands here, but it's got a nice little bit of reed area, and we have nearly 250 species have been recorded at this site. So we've phenomenal. And we're also lucky with the weather. It's not too sunny, so birds are a little bit sedate today.
Yeah.
So anyway, we should.
Yeah, I think
we should be able to show you hopefully hopefully some spot-billed pelicans with a little bit of fishing action from them if we're very lucky. And there's another selection of painted storks. We have a few egrets, a few herons, a few cormorants. So we'll see if some of those behave for us today.
Oh, brilliant. I love painted storks. They are remarkable. It really looks as though someone has gone out with a paintbrush and sort of tarted them up for the day. So that's brilliant. Look forward to seeing that. And I hope
I can find the painted stork. Maybe Surya can get one for us.
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
And we've got Charlie again from Thailand, looking at some swallows.
Hi, Surya and Mike. Yes, how are you doing?
Good.
We've got some swallows.
It's fantastic to be here. Yep, I am in Chiang Mai in Thailand, and I'm starting off with a couple of swallows here. I'm standing next to a big antenna, and there's all these wires, and a lot of birds come in and perch here. These I'm going to call red-rumped swallows, although we do have a very similar species called striated. And I'm sort of looking at pretty backlit birds here, squinting at them. So I'm prepared to be corrected at a later date.
Excuses, Charlie.
Anyway, it's 2 p.m. here, and luckily also we're overcast, so it's not too hot. And there's quite a lot of birds around. It stopped raining about half an hour ago, and all the birds are flying around catching insects. So I should have some good stuff to show you.
Okay, we've got some swallows here, but I think we're only looking at barn swallows at the moment. We usually have red-rumped as well, but barn swallow is a winter migrant. Has just arrived here in numbers now.
Are you getting many other migrants there?
Yeah, we're actually in Bangalore, in the centre of the country. We're not really in an obvious area that attracts migrants, but over the last month, most species have turned up in small numbers. We were out yesterday and we picked up plenty of good migrants. So some really nice ones, including things like Sykes's short-toed lark.
Fantastic.
We've had European roller, which is a rare bird here recently. But still some of the warblers are waiting. We haven't yet had a Blythe's reed warbler, which is an incredibly common migrant in the winter here.
Still waiting.
We're still waiting for our first one.
I think we've just been joined by Lester in Sri Lanka. Lester and Ramani in Sri Lanka. Welcome.
Hi, Lester.
Thank you. We are here at the Talangama wetlands, and we are having a purple swamp hen in our scope at the moment.
That looks nice. Is it still a purple swamp hen or a grey-headed swamp hen? What's the new name? I mean, I've heard there's some naming convention changes.
The grey-headed swamp hen. Yeah, the new split. Yeah.
I'm going to try and get a beater in my scope here. It's going to move.
And I'm going to move into the nesting of open-billed Asian open-billed storks now.
Okay.
Okay.
That's nice. What do we have that, Charlie? Is that a beater?
Yes, a green beater. Little green beater.
Wow. Do they move further south?
Oh, no, these are non-migrants. We have other migrating beaters, like blue-tailed, but these ones, I think it's just come back a little bit further. Beautiful little bird, keeps coming back to the same place, so it may come back. This is the smallest beater that we have. Beautiful green color with a blue throat and nice sort of chestnut cap.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be quite widespread in South Asia from whatever. We have them all around here too. Maybe not right now at this place, but throughout India. But they do show a lot of local migration in India. So we do see them a lot more in certain parts of the country at certain times. So that's our beater story.
It might be a surprise to most people from elsewhere in the world, but it does get pretty cold in North India in the winter. And I think a lot of the green beaters are forced south a bit to find insects.
Oh, he's back. Fantastic. His favorite little perch there. I believe we're being joined by Terry now in Beijing. How are you doing, Terry?
Yeah, hi there. Yeah, pretty good, thanks. Yeah, I'm at a place called Lingshan, which is Beijing's highest mountain. I'm not right at the top at 2,300. I'm at about 1,800 meters. And this is a Godlewski's bunting, or Eastern rock bunting, as it used to be.
Oh, very nice.
So this is a resident here. Lives here all year round and breeds here. And just where I am right now, we've got a lot of small birds here. We've got Siberian accenta, we've got Beijing babbler, we've got silver-throated tit. We've got red-throated thrushes. We had a hen harrier just blitz through, a flock of
Very
bramblings.
nice.
There's quite a lot of activity, but not many of them are being as confiding as this Godlewski's bunting.
Oh, and there it goes.
As I say that, there he goes.
I've got a bird to replace it. We've got an ashy wood swallow here on the wires.
Nice.
Yeah, ashy grey color. The wood swallows, of course, they fly a little bit like swallows, but not related. They're in their own family. See, this is a nice sort of ashy color with a sort of silver bill. Looking out for some insects. Yeah, very cool. But yeah, we've got a lot of birds coming out after the rain here looking for insects. So it's pretty active at the moment, even though it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Looks like we got Lester and Romani back. Oh, what do we have here, Lester? Looks like he's on mute. I think these look like some Asian open bills here. Hey, Lester, how you doing?
Doing fine, yeah. Great birds here. And some are still collecting nesting material, and but in a couple of nests there are youngs as well. Yep, somewhere around.
Fantastic. There. They look rather like a Eurasian stork, but a very different shaped bill, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it only once in India, but yeah, it's not. I think there's one record here in Sri Lanka, way back.
We get these open bills in Thailand as well, and I find they like to. You often find them in the rice paddies.
Exactly. Yes, they feed on the apple snail, and they use the lower mandible to open up the operculum of the snail and then probe it out. But apart from that, they also feed on fish and smaller snails as well. The smaller snails, they break open it. But most often, the snails, they bring a show, get on some dike and then feed on it.
No, they're fantastic. And where are they in the breeding at the moment? Are they on eggs, or they got chicks, or what?
Yeah, there are some eggs. There are very few chicks, maybe a couple of them. Some are still building. There are a couple of them collecting nesting material as well. I think it was on the next tree. There was a couple of youngs.
Well.
Oh, spot-billed pelicans. Yeah, wow, nice.
Yeah. Oh. Doing some nice fishing routine for us. Putting on a show.
Surya, great.
Yeah. There seem to be a lot of open-bill storks nesting together over there for you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Yes. We have a migrant population as well. And
that's nice. Well, the only thing with the fishing pelicans is you have to keep following them. But it's quite nice to see them do this. I mean, sometimes you get much larger flocks which kind of fan out and catch all the fish in a line. So they kind of drive them towards one of the shallows and catch them. So that's usually what we see. But today we have about 8 or 9 of them together doing the routine. And this is probably one of the most widespread pelican species that we have in the country. We do get the Dalmatian and the Great White, but that's more a North Indian thing. Hi, Trinket. Wow.
Hey, I'm back. I've got a rather distant red wattled lapwing back there. You can see it's sort of got a brown back and a black head with a big white cheek patch. Hopefully a bit later we'll get some closer ones, but it's quite a pretty bird. And just walking into the picture there is a great miner, all black with a sort of pale yellow bill. Rather nice. Couple of new birds for us.
I'm surprised we haven't got a red-wattled lapwing here as well. Actually, we usually have, and then
I beat you to it.
You did, yeah. Yeah, we beat Leicester to the pelicans, I think, because you get these pelicans in Sri Lanka as well, and across Southeast Asia and a few places.
Yeah, Yeah,
They're
the
actually
spot-bill
spraying
pelicans are not too common in Thailand, actually. It's a pretty rare bird.
Yeah, they're actually, Surya mentioned, was widespread in India, but it's still a bit odd in India because we get them in the south and it's the only pelican we have here. And then much
Right.
of north and northwest India doesn't get these, but you get them again in the northeast. So if anyone's
I've got
been to
another
sort of
new bird.
that.
Sorry to cut you off there. Behind my lapwing and the great myna there's a black and white bird. People may be able to see at the back. This is an Asian pied starling, a little bit distant. The great mynas come in. But yeah, a lot of different mynas and starlings around here.
Looks like you're going for numbers, Charlie.
How did you guess?
Well, the great myna
believe
is a very special bird for us in India because we
Is
get
it
them
really?
in very specific parts of the northeast of the country. Otherwise, we get all the other mynas more commonly throughout the country. But the great and probably the golden crested are probably two of the rarest myna species we get.
Oh,
I'd love to see
greats are very common around here. Oh, here's Leston Ramani back. Looks like they've got some cormorants for us.
Yeah, these are Indian cormorants. The pair just quite close up, showing quite well.
And then we've got the
Very beautiful. How many different cormorants do you have there? Do you get little as well?
We have, yes, we have little, we have Indian and the great. 3 species there. These
Hanging out in the middle of the day, look.
These are, because of the most of the wetlands in the last couple of decades have been filled up around in and around Colombo and this area. So they're harboring. Most of the birds are coming into these little wetlands in and around Colombo. Colombo used to have lots of massive marshes in the past. Sadly, there are few marshes now in and around Colombo. So this is one of our little patches we come birding around too.
Very nice. And they're pretty cooperative as well. In my scope now, I've got a black drongo just perched on a little post doing some fly catching. Got several drongo species here in Thailand, and this is the one that you get in more open areas.
This is the black, right?
The black drongo, yes.
Yeah.
Having a little scratch there.
Okay.
Ooh, just switching position there. Good. Oh, what do we have here?
Hi.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi guys, how you doing? What do you have for us?
So we have a yellow-vented bulbul here in our backyard garden in the Philippines.
It's quite a common backyard bird. It's been raining here, so these guys are just taking a break
from the rain.
They're quite wet.
So they're drying out. So this is the most common bulbul in the Philippines, especially in urban areas. So, sorry about that.
Having a few technical difficulties there.
Oh, it's the bee eater.
That's the bee eater.
Happens to the best of us, yeah. I'll show you my beater while you guys sort yourselves out. I actually had I don't know if anybody saw a little blackbird hopping around there, but I had a pied bush chat in there briefly. He's a little bit active, but I'll try and get him in the scope as well. Little jet blackbird.
Oh, blew off.
My beater's gone.
Our bulbuls are back.
Are they?
Hold on.
Hang on. There they are.
There they are again.
So you guys are in your garden right now, is that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're still a bit limited in our movement here in Manila.
Right.
And it's the monsoon season in the Philippines, so usually in the afternoon it rains heavily.
Right.
But we're quite lucky that the neighbor's fig tree is fruiting.
Oh, very nice.
So these two guys just came from that tree and ate a bit, and now they're resting. See them stretching with a bit of a wing stretch.
Yeah.
What
Here's
have
a
you got
little.
there?
I've just put a little blackbird in the scope there. So
Oh,
a
that's
pipe.
is that a little pied bush chat?
Exactly. Yeah, the male pipe bush jet.
Smart looking bird, pied bush chats.
Yeah, very nice. Just chilling on a wire. Hopefully, I'll get a little closer a bit later.
So where are you in Thailand?
I'm in Chiang Mai, in the north of Thailand. I'm sort of at the base of the mountains. There's an area of mixed agriculture, a lot of rice fields and ponds and things. So there's an awful lot of birds around here.
So nice mix of habitat, different habitats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's good to see these birds for our global birding day.
I can see the yellow vent there on your bulbuls showing
Yeah.
nicely.
It's a bit backlit, but you can see the yellow
Oh, we
vents.
see them pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
What other bulbuls do you have right there?
Here in our garden, we only have the yellow vented bulbuls, but the Philippines have several species of bulbuls. So maybe around 10 species or so.
Most of them are seen in more forested areas.
Oh, I think Surya
Oh,
something.
what's that, Surya?
What's that, Surya?
Yeah, we're going to pick up on the cormorant conversation again. We got quite a few of the same birds as Charlie here, of course, but I think here we can do a one-up on him here, because if you can see in the top left of the tree, we've actually got 3 species of cormorants together.
Wow.
On the and cormorants are underappreciated, so this is great what we've got here. We've got 3 Indian cormorants on the left-hand side, the sort of medium size with a very long thin bill. We have one great cormorant, the one that most of us are familiar with, in the middle, and then we've got a little cormorant just behind and to the top of it, which is the 3 cormorants that we get in Bangalore. But we're not yet finished. If we just pan very slightly right, you can see we've got 2 pelicans sat in the top of the tree here. And is it still there? Yes, it's still there. Yeah. In the middle of them is an oriental darter, which is a nice bird to see. Nice near threatened species. But so there we are, and related to the cormorants, anhingers and cormorants. So in that case, we've sort of got 4 cormorant species here.
Oh, that's a nice yawn with a pelican. I think it's going to get back into the water soon after its preen is done.
Yeah, and now we've got the red-wattled lapwing that we talked about earlier, making an odd noise in front of the cormorants, actually. We also, I think... we did have a black drongo in the background. We've lost that.
Hi, Lester. Romani, what do you guys have there? I can see some flowers in the middle, lilies, possibly. I think they're muted, but there's something going on there in the wetland in Colombo.
Yep.
Hi, Romani, Lester, what do you have there for us?
We have 3 whistling duck. They just dived down. They should pop up any moment now.
Well, I'm feeling quite ashamed. I should have been able to ID that, but I couldn't tell that.
Yeah,
they're back up. That's them over there.
They're back up. Yes, they're diving.
Is it the Lester or the Fulvus? What do you get over there?
We got the lesser whistling and the Fulvus as well, but the Fulvus used to be pretty rare. But a couple of years ago, we found a few breeding north of Colombo, close to on the coastal line. There's a Ramsar site there, and there was a couple of nesting birds there. There was a dozen or so youngs as well.
That's nice. That's nice.
That was a new breeding bird for Sri Lanka. When it was reported, it was a big event for all birders in Sri Lanka. Lots of birders did go there, take photographs, and yeah.
So is this a breeding time for most of your wetland birds in Sri Lanka? Because probably between the northeast and the southwest monsoons?
Yes, some are breeding, some are just finished, yes.
I think Kendrab is on with his ibis bill.
Wow.
Wow, now he's going to steal the show.
Hi everyone.
Beat by Cormorants.
Oh yes. Sorry, we have very poor network today, so I don't know whether you will be able to listen to us or not. But it's welcome to all the viewers from the Trans-Himalaya. I am along with my colleague Punchok and Smanla, and we are looking at the 3 ibis bill we have spotted. Earlier we spotted 5, but it changed the spot. So right now we have only 3. You can see, but it's very difficult to show you, make it stable. So anyway, that
that's nice. We can
the
see
ibis
quite
bill
well
in
now,
Ladakh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
the
only
ibis
3 is
bill
just
in
fine.
Ladakh, we call it Tunglakma. Sorry, it's hello. So in ibis bill in Ladakh, we call it Tunglakma. Tunglakma is the we call it Tunglakma is in Ladakh means that birds with the ornament. So it's very beautiful bird that, and then earlier times that people have named it the ornament bird because it's got the white ring around above the chest. So that's why it looks like a tunglak is a conch shell bangles in Ladakh. Only on the special occasions the women's wearing this one. So that's why it's named after it. And it's also named as a Tunglak Galmo. It's the conch shell queen. So the birds have got 2 the beautiful names that's given by the ancestor of Ladakh to these birds, and they're very beautiful birds. So I lost it now just a moment. So
Well, I think both the Ladakhi names sound better than the actual name that we have, Ibisville. But that's fantastic. And I think 3 ibisbill in the middle of the day, I can imagine it's around noon for you over there. I think 3 ibisbill in the middle of the day is quite a great catch for you.
yeah, that's early morning. We spotted more than 7, but with by the time that gets midday, all the birds begin to disappear. Earlier, it was lots of red star, white-winged red stars, and some papers we have seen it. And then we also spotted the solitary snakes in the morning. But because the time is not very perfect, so we apologize that we lost all of these, and now only this you can see. To the viewers can enjoy this one, and it's very beautiful bird from the Trans-Himalaya. And I apologize that whether you will be able to hear me or not, me and my colleagues. But for me, it's very getting difficult. Voice are breaking and not getting any, the communications good. So any questions you are asking and we communicating, I cannot understand at all because its voice are breaking, and then I cannot understand at all anything. So apologize us for that one.
That's absolutely fine, Kanrab. I think we can see you quite well, and we saw the bird quite well too. Well, next time you come online, just find us a snow leopard with some cubs, and I think you'll be done for the day. That's kind of what we expect from Ladakh, anyways. The top bird and the top mammal. You've got one of the. You're halfway there, and we have Charlie now with the. Is that a bush cat, Charlie?
Yeah, it's a pied bush cat. That's wonderful. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my my little snow leopard with cubs there. That would be wonderful.
Do you have snow leopards in Northern Thailand, actually?
No, we're much too low. Our highest mountain is only 2,500 meters, so it's.
Well, I think
we
there
don't
are
really
some
have any.
leopards because it is one of the 12 countries in the world where you find them. So.
Yeah, we do have leopards. Yeah, we do have leopards. Sometimes lucky enough to see black panther down in some of the things, but seeing mammals is always a little tricky here. There's one or two. We can get some Asian elephants and some deer and stuff, but a lot of birds. Terry's back with us from Beijing.
From Terry.
I'm dying to know what he's got in the scope here.
It's some berry.
It's a beautiful plant.
Beijing dabbler. Feeding.
Did you? Oh, what a great bird.
Yeah, but unfortunately, as they often do, it had a quick snack and then dived in again. So I'm hoping he's going to pop out again. I've just had a nice red flank blue tail as well. Just sit up for a few seconds.
Was it a male or a female?
It looked like an immature or first winter female.
Okay,
so
yeah.
not much blue on it, just on the tail.
Right.
And red-throated thrush here as well. So they're not being very cooperative at the moment, but it's a very nice. It's a very nice day. So I'm quite enjoying sitting here and listening to what you guys
Hey,
have got,
Terry.
especially that ibis bill.
Hi, Terry.
Hi.
How's
how you
Beijing?
doing?
How's Beijing?
Yeah, lovely. Really nice weather. Blue sky, beautiful weather, and a lot of birds around, but just not many of them being cooperative.
We envy the weather.
It's quite humid and rainy here now.
Okay.
Oh, we have this. We still have these 2 yellow-vented bulbuls in our garden. They're just.
They're just stretching,
I'm
drying up
just
their
going to
wings.
take
Oh, here
off
comes the
Davey
ibis
there.
bill again. Hi,
So there's
Hi,
the
Conrad.
that's some bird.
That's on the bucket list. An ibis bill. I think you're on mute, Conrad.
Look at that.
But a super bird there by Kenrab in Ladakh,
Let's
India.
just pretend we're there. Okay, so this ibis bill is eating in the river.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's stealing the show, the ibis bill.
Nothing can beat that now.
Super bird.
Look, you can see the ibis bill. Why it's called an ibis bill. When do you think we'll see that, Iggy?
When the lockdown gets lifted, you'll visit Kenrab.
We didn't even realize our yellow vented bulbs are gone because we're watching the ibis bill. Yeah, so that's us. No birds. Let's just show ourselves watching the ibis bill.
So, oops. So, I think Kenrab is still on mute, so we'll just do
Yeah.
the
I think
audio
he's
for
having
him.
problems with his connection, he said earlier. So let's all enjoy this. Are they quite big? They're quite
I
big,
think
right?
they're quite big.
Ah.
So everyone's excited to go out and look for these nice, wonderful birds. But in the meantime, we just have to make do. Thanks to the live birding sessions, care of Swarovski and Global Birding. Oh, I think we have
we're
someone.
moving quite
Continents.
a bit away.
I think we're moving to South Africa now. What have you got there, Josh? Josh?
Hello, everyone.
Penguins?
We are coming to you from Elders Beach, Cape Town. Yes, African penguins. Beautiful view of a pair of them on some rocks. So what I'm going to actually do, this pair are up on the bank. I'm going to scan a little bit to the right just to show everyone where we are at the moment. So this is our view across the bay, across False Bay in Cape Town.
Wow.
And if I scan past the peninsula, there we go. There's like the open bay. So anyway, that's where we are. Absolutely gorgeous day here in Cape Town. And we've had a few, there's another lovely view of some birds just down here. Black oyster catchers. That's something really, really special. Pair of them
What
there.
time is it there in Cape Town?
It is 9:30 in the morning at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Half a world away
So we're
from
actually
us.
really lucky. Pardon me?
It's half a world away from us.
It is. It's incredible that we can watch birds together from literally halfway across the world.
That's amazing.
Those ibises you were watching look absolutely gorgeous.
I know.
So it's actually a perfect day for birding. It's nice and cloudy, so it's still cool. Usually this part of the beach is in full sun this time of day.
Oh.
I'm going to flick back towards the penguins now. I apologize for any camera shakes. We to get a nice view of the penguins, we have to kind of be standing up on the little boardwalk, so there's nowhere to actually put the binoculars with the VPA and the camera. So if it is a little shaky, I do apologize.
No worries.
That's fine.
Those are fine-looking birds.
Just doing some morning preening. So that that little structure that they're on is actually something that's been built to help their breeding success in this area. The colony where we are in Boulders Beach was only established in the 80s, and they're doing everything that they can to maintain the breeding viability of this population. That's a very interesting bird. Charlie, what have you got there?
How you doing, Josh? I've got a black-collared starling here. Yeah, it's just walking around on the grass just nearby. Oh, and it's actually a juvenile. We might get to see it feeding its young here. You see the bird on the right is quite brown compared to the one on the left.
Yes.
So it's following its parent around here, begging. So we're sort of at the end of the breeding season here. But that's pretty cool. You see that big, broad black band that goes all the way around the back of the neck. Just starting to go out of view now. But yeah, a very, very smart-looking bird, and quite big as well. You know, it's bigger even than the miners. No, it's just going out of view now. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
That is a really awesome bird, Charlie. Incredible that you know, it's so wonderful to see birds from all over the world, and you get an idea of how variable the different families of birds are. And to see a starling like that is just incredible.
I feel like I'm standing next to your penguin right now.
Yeah, yeah, we've got one. We've got one particularly curious penguin this morning.
Look at that! That's fantastic. They used to call him the jackass penguin, right?
So this is the African penguin, and you can see the very distinct little like the pink stripe around the eye and above the eye, the beautiful chest stripe as well. So this is an adult that's been wandering around the boardwalk where we are for the past sort of while, and calling. If we're really lucky, maybe we'll hear the others calling in the background. It's been vocalizing a bit this morning too.
I stayed in Cape Town for a year in the past, and yeah, I've got very fond memories of visiting the penguin colonies down at Betty's Bay and Boulders Beach. Yeah, fantastic. Look at that.
Should probably probably make sure that the penguin doesn't chase Sean and I away.
I'm gonna just try and show you my. Look at him. He's right
sorry,
next to you.
Charlie. Where we are, the signal is a little bit tricky. So if I miss anything that you're saying, I promise it's not because I'm not listening. There may have just been a bit of a lag in it coming through. But now the penguin is almost too close for us to focus the binoculars on.
Now I'm going to turn my camera back around, look for some more birds.
So remind us whereabouts in Thailand you are, Charlie.
So I'm in Chiang Mai in the north.
Okay.
Just at the base of the mountains here. So we've got some very nice forest sites in the mountains. Oh, it looks like Surya and Mike have got something for us.
Yeah, hi Charlie again.
Yeah, we were actually a bit jealous by the ibis bill, so we've done our best to find a bird that's the same colour. So we've got black, white, and pink.
Oh, fantastic! Look at that.
Not quite showing us an angle, but you can see the beautiful pink colour of the painted stork here in the wing. It's been preening nicely, so it did spread its wing briefly. Lovely bird. So this is actually, they nest in colonies around here, and it tends to be quite revered by the people here, which is one of the wonderful things about birding in India. There's a village just outside Bangalore called Pukri Bilur, which gets known as the Painted Stork Village. It has a big colony that nest in the trees there, and the villagers just take it upon themselves to protect and look forward to when these birds are breeding. So it's fantastic. There's a few sites like that in India. Bharatpur, some of you might have been, which has a huge painted stork colony, but really lovely bird. I don't think there's many birds that have that colour pink in them. And we've got another cormorant still, because we like our cormorants so much here.
That's a beautiful view.
Yeah. It's not showing us the back exactly where the pink is far more prominent, but you can get an idea with the boundary that you can see to the side.
I'm on one leg now.
We have Terry on now, again with the sea buckthorn, and
yeah, hi. I'm just gonna show you where I am. So this is
that's beautiful autumn colors. Wow.
Yeah, it's looking really nice in the autumn now. So these bushes, a lot of them are sea buckthorn with berries on. So these provide food for a lot of birds in the winter. So we'll get redstarts here from the Tibetan Plateau. We saw first white-winged redstarts today of the year. We'll also get occasionally other redstarts like white-throated, and of course Alishan was here once as well. A lot of thrushes, red-throated naumans. We'll get dusky also. We get Beijing babbler here, plain laughing thrush, nutcracker. So it's pretty busy normally, and I'm hearing a lot of activity here. But unfortunately, not much is sitting up. It's quite warm, middle of the day or middle of the afternoon. So I think a lot of things are just sitting in the bushes right now. But it's a wonderful place to be.
Is this Lingshan that you were mentioning to us earlier, the mountain next to Beijing? Is that the one?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Wow.
It's sort of West
Most
Beijing.
of the birds that come to India, I think, do a stopover over there because we get the Godleskis and a lot of the migrants that come to North India using the same route. So I'm assuming that they pass through over there.
Well, Godlewski's buntings are actually resident here, so we get them breeding here. So they're here all year round, but we do get migrants coming through of other species. So we had quite a lot of buff-bellied pipits going over a little while ago. We've had hen harrier and goshawk just come through. They're migrating. A short-eared owl earlier as well. So that'll just be passing through. So it really is a magnet for migrants. There's a bit of a pass. So a lot of these birds that are coming through Beijing sort of come through this pass and migrate over. It'd be a great place to do some nocturnal migration and visible migration. I'm pretty sure. So it's wonderful. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying being here, but I'm just sorry I can't show you more of these beautiful birds that we have here. We've got Siberian.
Well, the landscape looks quite nice. It surely makes up for a lot of things. And we did see the bunting earlier, so I can imagine in a hot day it's going to be difficult getting birds in the open. But just to show the contrast of where you are and where we are, I'm just going to pull the camera out and give you an idea of the wetlands of Bangalore. And we're just birding from, there we go. That's nice. We have your spot in mind. And we're right next to a temple. So we were really worried about battling some temple music. But you can see a little bit of the temple. There was a pied bush chat on top of it right here earlier. But that's the wetland we're in. And all across to the left, I don't know how clear it is, but you can see some buildings. And that's all the high-rise buildings of Bangalore. And over here is the painted stalk with the cormorants. And we have some fishing pelicans out in the back. Some harriers doing flybys, but we're not very confident of digiscoping them for the show because you know how it is. But otherwise, it's been good. In the middle of the day, you can see it's a very cloudy. So the birds, like Mike was mentioning, are behaving and it's quite easy to digiscope them now. And we have a mountain, a wetland. Well, the mountain's gone now. A mountain, a wetland, and a beach. Hi, Josh. Okay, we are going to go back to the painted stalk now. I think Josh was having some network issues, so there you go. We have Lester and Ramani back on with another bird that I'm not going to be able to identify, I think. They're muted and... Oh, there's a jacana.
We've been missing that.
Looks like a juvenile bird, right?
Yeah, it's
Hi, Lester. What do you have for us?
Adult in mold. Pheasant-tail jacana at the moment, yeah. There's a pair.
Yeah, I can see the golden behind the neck very clearly.
Yep. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. They should be nesting there now, right? Too. They should have chicks walking with them. No, I mean not this one, but the adult.
Really, we just passed a couple of months ago. So there are few juveniles in the distance.
Okay. Okay.
These are full adults, just the tails and are not are in molt at the moment.
That's quite nice. Wow, because in India we usually see them nesting after the monsoons, where the lakes are full of the hyacinth and the lily pads are covering the lakes in some patches. That's when we do see them nesting in India, and it's quite nice to see them actually, the young ones hiding under their belly feathers and them walking around, and then letting them go in some spots for them to fend by themselves. And I think in my screen here we have a pelican approaching the cormorant and the painted stock and going about its fishing business.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm competing with Charlie for numbers now. We have 3 in our frame. I think that's the best Charlie had. Oh, okay. Okay. We actually have a bee situation. There's a lot of bees going past. And luckily, I think they seem to like us, and the fact that I don't think I bathed in the last 2 days. So they've just gone past now, and we're safe. A lot of thousands of bees just went past. So that's good. We're safe. Lester's back on, and what else can we? Yeah, it's quite interesting how similar Leicester's wetland is to what we have here in South India, and probably a lot of the birds are the same too, except that his is a lot more shallow than ours.
Oh, this is going to be difficult, but I've got an eagle in the distance, an Aquila eagle that's just landed in a tree, but it's probably a bit far away. We'll have to test Surya's attempts to scope.
Let me try that. Let me try that.
Behind the reed bed, you see there's a pole in front. That small dead tree behind the reed bed. Whether you can get onto that.
I see 3 of them.
Yep. So there's 3 trees there. The left-hand tree.
Yeah, got it.
Tree is a large.
This is going to take me a while, but let me try. Yeah, we're out.
Hi, folks. I'm waiting with bated breath for your eagle. That's going to be pretty exciting. In the meantime, I'll show you another beater. It's my little friend, the green beater again. We've had some fantastic birds today. It was great to see those ibis bills, and things have got. Oh, there it goes again. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of these wetland sites, even though they're sort of we have John and Tony from Tsenin in South Africa, and I know they've got something pretty special to show us. I'll give them a chance to tell you what it is, but this is a really special bird, and Tsenin is one of the best places to see it in South Africa. But I'll tell you, that's it. It's a very special bird coming your way very soon. They sent us a picture of it just before the broadcast, so we're pretty excited to see that. Yeah, I was just saying, we've seen a lot of wetlands in different places, but yeah, the wetland birds tend to be quite widely distributed. So we even get a lot of those same birds here in Thailand as you do in India and Sri Lanka. My beater's coming to a slightly different spot, and there it goes again. And back to the same place again. Looks like it's caught something there. Really gorgeous little bird. Let's get it more in the center. See it turning its head all the way around, looking for its next meal. Head all the way around, looking for it. We're joined by Kerry in South Africa. Hi, Kerry. How are you doing?
Hi.
Where are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah, and I can see some birds in the background. Beautiful. Are there some flamingos there? I can't really see very well. It's a very small screen. I can see you've got some water birds there. Hi, Kerry, can you hear me?
I'm
trying to see what those are. Yeah,
on Phinda Private Game Reserve at the moment. I see your
okay.
Yeah, we've got some pied avocets here. Just wading through the water at the moment. Channel. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get.
That's not bad. So you're a little bit inland in Phinda, right?
Rid of any of the vendetting. But yeah, some water birds, some African pied avocets. And then we've also got a black-winged stilt that's coming in and out of screen. The whole channel of a little bit of this year. There's a beautiful section of flamingos, but a lot more of the wading birds. There are a few of the smaller wading birds on the sides as well. But you'd also find that there's not too good of a view just because it's quite small. I might try and move it a little bit just to get it onto one of these black-winged stilts that's moving around at the moment. There we go. Which I think we might have seen in the show
I don't think we've had any yet.
Earlier as well. It's one of those birds where you see worldwide. Sorry, I think I'm struggling with a little bit of signal here, so I'm not hearing you every time, Charlie.
Yeah, I was saying I used to live up the road from you, just maybe an hour away up in Botswana. But yeah, we used to drive through Phinda Game Reserve. It's a wonderful place. A lot of great mammals.
Fantastic. We know that really well. So you must have been spoiled with birding.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, Lake Sibaya and Olumkuzi Game Reserve. It's a wonderful place for birding.
Ay, mira lo que es el bitter este. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Janina, how you doing?
How are you, Charlie? Oh, that's a beauty.
Todo bien, gracias. What do you have for us?
Okay, well, over there, there's a few black-winged stilts. Still lazy. Over here, everyone is sleepy. Also black-tailed godwits and some ruff. Okay, this is a brackish lagoon. I'm in Albufera Natural Park. And I'm broadcasting from the main reserve of its park. So there's a few black-tailed godwit waking up, tidying up, but still everything is quiet. Everyone is sleeping.
Beautiful bright legs on the stilts there.
Great day over there, Charlie.
Yeah,
it's amazing what you have been showing us.
Oh, just a few common birds, but yeah.
For us, not common at all. You know
that. It all depends who you are. That's the thing. Sometimes chatting with some of the other people, they say this is a very rare bird in my country and it's common over here and vice versa. So yeah, all depends where you are.
Exactly. This is amazing. Having this chance of sharing with all of you what we are seeing, it's amazing. So this
we've got another
coming live has, just 10 minutes ago, I had a huge flock of flamingos flying over me. So I will probably share with all of you later the videos I have taken, okay? Because I was out of the studio by that point. But well, probably they will come back, okay?
Oh, let's hope so.
That's a beauty.
What other ducks do you have over there?
Oh, most of them are mallard. There's a few shell ducks as well and teals. Many ducks are arriving. In another lagoon, there's also red-crested poachers. So probably later I will move to that place to show them. Okay. Oh, Kerry, there you are. Nice black-winged stilt.
Beautiful. A little bit more active than yours, Janina.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over here. Probably
These
party
these
that
Spanish
night.
stilts.
Hi.
Yeah.
Where are you birding at the moment? Janina, what time is it for you?
Okay, here we are around, I think it's 10, around 10 already.
Oh,
Probably.
okay. Yeah, probably around the
10
same
a.m.
time, actually.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
maybe it was just the time of the birds. They're not quite active yet. Mine's
No,
definitely busy feeding quite a lot at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We've
Here
actually
we have,
got a collared pratten call as well, but I can't get it on screen at the moment. So if I do start moving the camera around, you'll know why, because I'm looking for the pratten call.
that's nice.
Yeah, very
Nice.
cool to have
I
such a
have a
different bird.
few young flamingos, so I will try to find them for you later, okay, as well. Are not far
That
from
would be
the
amazing.
waders. Are not pink as you know, but still are flamingos.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's nice. That seems very active. That still.
Yeah, the pratten calls, I mean, sorry, not the pratten calls, the avocets aren't actually that active, but it's nice to have the black-winged stolties moving around.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You're a little bit far inland, Kerry, eh? You're what 10
for
kilometers
sure.
inland, or?
We are actually maybe even more than that, probably about 15
Right.
or 20 where we are at the
Okay.
moment. So that's why we don't
Oh,
get
and-
the water birds. Yeah. But
Yeah,
if you
it's
have to go
unusual to
just
see the avocets kind of that far from the coast.
very much so, but we actually get them quite often on quite a number of the
Really?
watering holes on the reserve. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll just pan across to see if we can see them. They're a little bit further away, but not too
Yeah.
active at this time. Yeah, but it is pretty amazing.
Looks
Oh,
like
I see we've got Adri
Oh,
who's
it's
joined us as
talking.
well.
Hello, Carrie. We have a
Hello.
small
Parrot.
parrot here. Sorry, we're adjusting the focus. It's behind some leaves.
But you see the red forehead, I hope.
Okay.
There you go.
So that's a Philippine hanging parrot, no? Or a colasisi. So when we did our first live birding, we have a fruiting rambutan in the garden. Now they're a bit farther. They're in the next yard.
This is a female. It doesn't have a red spot on its breast. It's just hanging out at our neighbor's fig tree, which is fruiting.
Let me try if I can still
Zoom
it in a little bit.
There you go.
Okay.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry. What have you
Hi,
got?
yeah, I've got a bird. Oh, I did have a bird.
Oh, there,
It was,
another one.
Yeah, the spectacular red-billed blue magpies.
Whoa.
Oh, they're still there somewhere.
Yeah,
there.
there's one still there. They've just gone back a bit. Let me see if I can get them. But these are spectacular. No, they've gone right in now. So these are spectacular magpies. Really, really long tail and a bright red bill. Live in the mountains and the bigger parks around Beijing. So they're really, really spectacular. Very noisy and sociable as well. So that was a treat. They came in really close just for a few seconds.
So sorry for the wobble, a bit of a wobble. No? But
So back to the parrot.
Yeah.
Back to the parrot.
Back to the parrot. The non-moving parrot. We're right beside the street, so you can hear the motorcycles.
But
So
it's amazing,
camouflaged,
huh?
isn't it? In that in that canopy, it's really matches the color of the leaves. Yeah.
It looks just like a leaf. Oh, we were saying this is in our neighbor's yard. And her fig tree is fruiting. So some of the birds are there, but it's pretty overcast. So a lot of them are resting already.
So this parrot looks like he's already eaten quite a few figs.
Yeah, he's had his fill.
Look at that. Look at his crop, quite full. Oh, it's a her. It's a female.
Great. Yeah, it's
The
a lovely view.
male.
Really nice view.
Yeah. The male would have a red spot on its chest. It's looking around because it can hear all its friends calling. Oh, sorry. Hi, Surya.
Okay. Hi, this is Mike. Yeah, I'm afraid this doesn't look very impressive, but it is actually very impressive. So this is the eagle. Unfortunately, it's chosen a tree about 2 kilometers away from where we're standing. And here's Bangalore traffic for you as well. So just let this car go past.
Oh, yo.
At wetlands like this, we do get greater spotted eagles wintering. And I'm afraid the cars have stopped to see what we're doing here. We get greater spotted eagles wintering at some of these.
That's nice. Oh, back to our parrot.
Oh, Dylan. Hello there, Dylan.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome from a warm and sunny South Africa. So you'll see this lovely bird in the scope over here is a stunning blacksmith lapwing.
Nice.
Looks quite sunny over there.
Yes, no. Going into summer now in South Africa, so it's a great time of the year. So this bird gets its name from its call. You'll hear it gives a very sharp piping noise, very similar to what the blacksmiths of old would have been using when they hit their hammers against the anvils.
That's why.
It's quite busy there in the grassland, huh?
Yes, yeah. So this is a fairly common and widespread species throughout South Africa. So we're just on the edge of a wetland, a dam over here. And the lapwings often head out into the grasslands just to go get some food.
Hi.
Hi, Terry.
Yeah.
See, you got your magpie back again.
Yeah, thankfully they've come back to the same tree. So yeah, here's a much better view. We've got a pair here. Look like they're feeding on some berries here. You can see that spectacular tail and the really bright colours. It's one of our most spectacular birds, without a doubt. And they're very noisy. So thankfully, they're not subject to the cage bird trade. So even though they look spectacular, I think a lot of people don't keep them because they're really, really noisy. And they've just moved off again, sadly. So I'll try and keep up with them. But that plover is something else.
Yes, yeah, no, it's a stunning bird.
Stunning bird, yeah.
Really sort of overlooked and often underappreciated bird in South Africa because they're quite common and widespread. You know, you see them fairly frequently wherever you go. But it's a when you have a good look at it, it's a really stunning bird.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I think black and white birds always.
Yes.
Special bird.
Yeah, couldn't agree anymore. Just gone behind some grass over here.
How widespread are they in South Africa? Do you get them all over the country, or are they limited to certain habitats?
So they are predominantly more water, wetland sort of based, but they are very widespread. So you get them right from the bottom part of the country, like around Cape Town, all the way up through the sort of moister eastern sections of the country, up through to the north of the country. So they just sort of avoid the more arid areas in the northwest of the country.
Okay.
So fairly widespread.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing one somewhere near Cape Town, I think, a few years ago.
Yes, yeah. No, they are around some of the wetland-based areas in the Cape.
I think my magpies have just come back. I'm just going to try and see if I can get one and get a bit of luck.
Yeah, they seem to be playing a bit hard, the magpies, keeping to the cover.
Guys.
Oh no, they're back again.
So we have Charlie in Thailand over here with a nice.
Yeah, I've got a bird that you'll know from Africa as well, the hoopoe.
Yeah, lovely hoopoo.
Eurasian. Yeah, very nice. Not a common bird around here, so it's quite nice.
Oh wow, it's incredible.
And we've got his red-billed blue magpies again. Can't compete with those.
Yep, again. They seem to like this bush with the berries. So there's a little group that keep coming backwards and forwards. They seem to come in, grab a few berries, go back for a few trees, and then come back again. So yeah, I'll keep my eye on them.
Yeah, please do. Beautiful birds. There was two hoopoes here, and they were sort of facing each other with their crests up a few moments ago. So let's just keep an eye on them, see if they
Fantastic.
give us a display. Oh,
look at that.
look, it's got something there.
Very active when they feed, aren't they? Sort of probing the ground, walking a few steps, looking around.
There's the other one on the right coming.
Are they migrants with you or residents?
I think they're probably here all year. They're not very common. You know, I only see them. I'll see one every few weeks. You know, it's not a really common bird, but they do tend to be around most of the year. Oh, we're joined by Dylan now. How's it, Dylan?
So, hi guys, welcome again. So the lapwings have done a bit of a disappearing act on me. So I've just planned to focus on the big group of greater and lesser flamingos on the surrounding dam.
I can see the difference in size there, eh?
Yes, yeah. So you can see the much smaller, lesser flamingos at the front of the group, with the significantly larger greater flamingos at the back. So the other difference, besides the size, which is really obvious in this picture, is the beak color. So the lesser flamingos in the front, you can see have the all sort of dark reddish beak, and the greater flamingos have got a much paler beak with a sort of a dark black tip to it. You know, they can sometimes be a little bit tricky to differentiate if they're not together. But when they are together, the size difference is really quite substantial.
That's quite a comparison. Now I can see a lot of swallows flying around. Are they just barn swallows?
So they're primarily brown-throated martins.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, plain martins, as they're also known.
Yeah.
So there's huge numbers of them floating around this dam over here, probably in excess of 500 or so. But
wow,
a bit tough to try and get in the scope, I'm afraid.
Well, they're in the scope, just not for very long. I think they still count though.
Yeah.
Fantastic, getting two species of flamingos to descend. I think we have something pretty special coming, hopefully. John and Tony and Sanine. Here we go. Hi, John and Tony. How's it going? Well, if they don't tell you what it is, I'm going to do it soon. So hopefully they'll sort their audio out. Bat hawk, it says on the screen. Yeah. Really rare bird, this. It's one of this is a place where a lot of people go to see it in South Africa. And I believe this might be a nesting tree here. Just as it goes to dusk and starts to get dark, it's a good time to look for them flying around catching bats. Actually, they do feed on bats.
How's it, everybody?
How's it, John? Could just about hear you.
How's it, guys?
So you've got a bat falcon for us, right? Sorry, bat hawk. Wrong continent. Seem to have lost it there, but a wonderful bird, the bat hawk.
You can just make them out in the middle of the picture there.
I can see the dark shape there. Yeah.
Back on the back of my vehicle.
Oh, is it? Yeah. So these are nesting birds, right?
Yeah. What a magnificent bird, this bat hawk. And yeah. So we're out here in Zanin. It's a breeding pair of bats, and yes, yeah. So these are nesting birds. They've been here since there's been bat hawks breeding here since 1969. And what it was
wow.
The people in the plantations here who started work for the government, for the Department of Agriculture, stumbled upon these and noticed that their nesting attempts continuously failed. And eventually what they ended up doing was hoisting up a good 20 to 30 meters with a rope and an old sort of bag. And they erected a mesh wire, and since then there's been bathhawks breeding at this site. So it's just one pair, and the female's currently busy incubating on the nest. So we're busy looking at the male right now. In bathhawks, only the female incubates the eggs. Funny enough.
So this is a male we're looking at right now. Is this a pretty tall tree we're looking at?
The male will bring her food and make sure that she's staying all nice and healthy and ready to.
Fantastic. Really good bird there, bathhawk. Oh, how's it, Dylan?
Yes. So I just thought I'd go and try and find out some of those brown-throated martins that were flying around. So, the whole flock went and landed in the reeds on the edge of the dam here, but they keep moving up and down and around.
Fantastic. You did a good job getting him in the scope there.
Yeah, so
oh, fantastic.
you can just see
Look
them
at that.
as they're coming into land here. So you can see their nice white bellies and then their sort of brown upper parts and throats. So we have Josh coming in from Cape Town, and he's got our some of the most beloved birds in South Africa for us. Hi, Josh. Welcome.
Dylan, how are you?
Yes, very well, thanks.
Sorry, again we're struggling with signal, so if I speak over you, mistake, you stay terribly sorry. There might be a little bit of lag, but the view of those martins was just spectacular. We've got a lovely view of a group of 4 African penguins, 5 actually. There's a couple hiding just to the left of in the thickets here, but we've got a pair of them doing some preening, and in fact earlier they were doing some allopreening as well. They preen one another too, the male and the female within the monogamous group. So they're doing that earlier as well. They, fortunately for them, not only do they get affected by ectoparasites at sea, but on land too. So they have to keep their coats clean all the time. So a lot of the hottest part of the day is spent preening themselves when they're not at sea.
Oh, wow, very interesting. So, are you at a penguin colony down there, Josh?
We are, Dylan. So we're at Boulders Beach in Cape Town, which has only been a colony for sort of the past 30 years. It wasn't really an ancestral colony for any of the penguins. So in the Boulders Beach started establishing itself as a penguin colony, and it may have had something to do with the penguins losing their ancestral nesting sites, and so they sort of spread to find a new site. And they're in very heavy competition with animals like Cape fur seals. Oh wow, look at that display. Isn't that incredible? So they're often in competition with animals like Cape fur seal breeding space, and so that may be a reason why the Boulders Beach breeding groups of immigrant penguins looking for a new place to nest.
Hey Josh, those penguins are
Hello,
pretty
Lizzie.
cool. Hey. So yeah, it's quite cool to see the penguins.
Just looking through the binoculars, literally just filming straight through the. What have you got for us, Lizzie?
So we've got a flock of bar-tailed godwits and black-tailed godwits.
Oh, awesome. That is really incredible. There's so many of them.
Yeah, so we're actually at a high tide at the moment. So we've got one of our biggest high tides this month. So I think a lot of the waders have all been pushed off the mudflats and the salt marsh that's behind me. So we get a few coming on to roost.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah,
it's so cool to see so many of them all together like that.
Yeah, it's quite nice because the light's not brilliant today, but it gives you quite a nice comparison of the two different species, which can be quite confusing for many people.
So you said, Lizzie, you had the bar-tailed godwits. I missed the other species.
So we have black-tailed godwits as well. So they are at the back. If they start flapping their wings, we can see the difference even more clearly. And then we have some pied avocets as well at the back. So there's just a few of them still lingering on this site, because our numbers generally of waders at the site I'm at, which is Titwell in Norfolk, start to drop at this time of year as they head southwards to sort of Europe and down towards. So we've also got a few black-headed gulls as well in the foreground. So they've lost their classic black head that you see in the breeding season. But yeah, all the birds here just seem to be having a bit of a lazy Sunday morning. And generally just having a sleep.
Hi, Lizzie.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Nice.
How are you doing?
Nice to see you again. Nice to see all those waders.
What have you got for us to see?
Oh, but here I'm now showing the main lagoon. It's freshwater lagoon where there's quite a few red-crested pochards, plus a few common poachers coming and going, mallards, widgeon, pintails, well, many ducks that come from Northern Europe to winter here in Valencia in Spain. So this is a flock of red-crested poachers mainly. Are very, very beautiful. Oh, some shelducks just flow by. And yeah, here we have the same thing with the waders are still lazy. They don't want to make any show for us today. Still sleepy. But yeah, we do have, instead of bartail, we have quite a few black-tailed godwits. Avocet, ruff, black winged stilt, some little stint, common, well, danlins, well, red shanks, some good diversity of waders still around in this area, but all sleeping.
Yeah, so you seem to have got our sort of rough and little stints come through here at this site in September, August time. So yeah, you're just that little bit further. Well, we're a little bit further north than you, so you've kind of got our birds from earlier on in the year.
Yeah, well, many of them will keep moving on, but some of them will stay over the winter. So yeah, they will make some movement in a few days. Oh, that's nice. Dylan.
Yes. So welcome back, guys. This is a South African shelduck, female, with some chicks. And then there's a southern pochard just floating around in the back.
Yeah.
But the shelduck is one of the more sought after birds in sort of the southern part of Africa. So here you can see the female just has the white head. The male has an all grey head over here. But they're quite a tough bird where I am presently in sort of central South Africa. They're a little bit more of a western sort of more saline species. So conditions are usually not optimal in the central part of South Africa where I'm currently based. So it's wonderful to see them with some chicks.
Oh, nice. That's a grebe as well.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Small, well, a little grebe. Ooh,
Yeah.
and then there's another one of the
Oh,
special
yeah.
ducks.
Wait.
So this is a makoa duck that just dove.
Oh, that's nice. That's a beauty. Oh,
The shell duck
the
chicks
ducklings.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Duckling.
exactly.
Lovely. Wow, that looks very nice. And what's the water is fresh water?
Yes,
brackish.
exactly.
Okay.
No, so this is a freshwater
Yeah.
dam. So it's just a dam, a freshwater dam. So not very saline at all. But it's interesting that the shell ducks are here and have bred here.
That's really nice. So,
Yeah.
breeding season, how it goes over there?
Yeah, so the ducks are actually generally fairly flexible here in South Africa. A lot of them tend to breed at the start of spring. So maybe about 2 months or so ago, they would have started laying eggs and, sort of hatching. The eggs would have started hatching maybe a month ago or so. But if conditions are good, the ducks will actually often, have 2 or 3 broods in a year.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
we,
more or less, what is happening here with some species. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so sadly not quite the numbers of pochards and various other ducks that we have in your scope view at present, Janina. But we're getting there. I've just gone onto the female shell duck again here now.
Okay, yeah, that's a beauty. Wow. I've never seen that bird. So I'm getting a tick right now. That's great. Thank you very much.
That's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beauty. Good.
A few more grebes
Another
around.
grebes. Yeah. It's quite busy, the area.
Yes, it is generally quite a lot going on. Although
Good.
looks like there's a lot
sorry, a marsh harrier was flying in my screen.
Wow, sure. Just saw the shape move through the scope. Incredible.
This is a very special roosting during winter time spot for marsh harriers. We have more than 500 individuals wintering every year in this wetland. So yeah, it's very possible we will see some of them flying around.
Sure. Wow, that's such a high number. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's a good place. Yeah.
Do the harriers just roost in the winter or in the summer as well?
No, during breeding season, there's only a few pairs nesting here. We don't have any reason why, because it's a fantastic wetland with a lot of food resource for them. But only a few pairs have been succeeding during breeding season. But it has been since ever one of the main wintering spots in Spain. So we had to focus on raptors in this wetland during winter time. Also, booted eagles are very common. Just a few minutes ago, one dark morpho flown beside where I am in this observatory tower. So yeah, it's quite easy to spot booted eagles and marsh harriers during winter time. Yeah, it's not the same during breeding season.
Wow,
Hi,
that's
oh, sorry, Dylan. Hi,
Hi,
Mark.
Janina.
Nice to see you again.
And I'm feeling even more cold here in the Netherlands after seeing the sunshine that you've gotten in South Africa. So I've got my hat on here, and I'm looking here through the scope at ducks and roosting birds. We've got high tide here. I'm on a salt marsh right on the edge of the Woodland, and if I at the same time look through the 12-time NLs, I can see right in the middle of the screen in the scope 2 curlew roosting. They're quite hard to see against the grass. They're almost the same color. And then in front of those, a bit off to the right, there's quite a few widgeon the males are coming now nicely up on colour, so they're getting their red heads and the yellow forehead. And there's a few pintail between them, which for me, they're not
It's
particularly
amazing.
rare, but
I'm
they're
seeing,
really nice ducks.
beautiful. Yeah, I love pintails, and there's a few males. I can see them. I bet. Please tell me how it's birding with the NLs, because
Really amazing. Yesterday I was out and I've borrowed the 12 times for the weekend, and the views now, even though the light's quite tricky, you can see that my camera is struggling on my phone.
Okay.
But if I look through the binoculars, it's just, the colors are amazing. And I'll try and show you a bit off to the right what I've got. I'll try and move slowly to the right. So as I said, a lot of birds are roosting now. A bit at the back behind the widgeon there along the grassy edge, we've got some redshanks. There's probably around 50 redshanks there that I can see, and there's probably much more than that in the long grass. You'll see some white birds just off to the right, which I'm going to move across, and those are avocet.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite a similar image to what Lizzie was seeing.
Yeah.
And that comes, birds aren't actually doing that much because of the high water. It's sort of a rest time for them. So are some of these species quite similar for you, Nanina? Or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do have shelducks, avocet, redshank, more or less the same. Okay, the same thing with ducks. Over winter, we hold most of the northern European ducks, so we are quite familiar with them. But I know that in Texel you have been enjoying a few rarities lately.
That's right. We're right in the middle of rarity season. These are quite tricky to get on the scope, so I didn't try and go after those. We've got Pallas's warbler. There's, I think there were 5 seen yesterday, which is pretty amazing. And really amazing for Texel, we had large migration of common buzzards through. I think there were counts of almost 2,000, which for the Netherlands is really sort of quite unknown. I know that there's some migration hotspots in the south of Spain even. By the Straits of Gibraltar, you get quite good, and Tarifa, you get quite good migration. But for the Netherlands, that's quite unusual. It even made the papers this morning. So I've got here some, if I just make that a bit sharper, then we see some cormorants there, the large great cormorants, the large birds at the back there, one coming in just to land. We've got also shelducks there that are spilling over into the water, the large white ducks, and you'll see they look quite black and white, but that comes because of my, as I was saying, through my camera. If I look through the 115 or the NLs myself, then
don't worry,
the colors just really show.
Clear, Mark, it's really clear what you are seeing.
That's good.
Okay, so shelducks are perfectly identified in your.
That's good, because I haven't got the sunshine that you're enjoying.
At least, because every time we were. Oh, that's nice, Dylan.
Yeah, so the greater and lesser flamingos that were I had a little earlier in the show have now sort of moved out a little bit more to the middle of the dam. So here they're just sort of slowly paddling their way through.
So Dylan, are they actually swimming there?
Yes, they are. So this is fortunately not a very deep water dam. So it's maybe only about 5 meters deep at its maximum. But the flamingos aren't shy to wade out into the middle and sort of just float around and paddle out here. So we're welcoming Kerry from South Africa over here. Welcome, Kerry. Kerry, your microphone is just muted at this point in time. Perhaps if you unmute it.
Sorry.
There we go.
Hopefully you can hear me now.
Yes, loud and clear. What do you have for us
Okay,
there?
fantastic. I am actually scanning for some African quail finches, believe it or not. I think I've got them in the screen now, but I can't quite see. They're very, very small. And beautiful birds. I don't know if you've ever seen a quail finch before, but they are absolutely stunning.
Yes, no, quail finches, really, really stunning birds. Very difficult birds to see.
For sure. Super tough. I actually can't see any at the moment. I'm going to have a scan with my binoculars. Last time I saw them drinking was that little spot there. I can still hear a couple, but no luck yet. But we're going to keep scanning because it is such a beautiful, beautiful bird. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to see if we can get one.
Great. Yeah, so the quail finches are really absolutely stunning birds, but they're a notoriously very difficult bird to see well. So we're just welcoming Mark from the Netherlands.
Hi there, I've got some turnstone that have landed quite close, so I managed to get those in the scope.
Wow, yeah.
Turnstone to be known to a lot of people. They're quite they've got a wide distribution around the world. These ones are making use of the foraging under the seaweed that's on the high tide line here. So they're often found in small groups like this, or on their own. So I'm having trouble getting them sharp. So they're quite abundant around the coast. Hey, what have you got there, Lizzie?
So we've got a sleeping teal, and we've got a few of the dunlin. So there's just a few sort of feeding on the edge of this freshwater marsh that we have in front of us.
So I guess you've got high tide as well where you are in Norfolk.
Yeah, so our high tide was about 8 o'clock, so it's just starting to drop about an hour ago. But it was I don't know about you, but we had some huge high tides. So
I'm actually cut off where I am now because Sonderful just left, so I'm going to have to wait. Our high tide's in quarter of an hour. So but I'm going to keep on watching what you're all seeing and enjoying the birds here as well till I can get back to the mainland.
Oh, so it looks like Kerry may have had some
finally! Yes, we've got a little African quailfinch bathing, which is unbelievable. That is amazing. I'm just trying to focus properly. They are incredibly difficult birds to find. Not easy at all. And generally, you'd never get a view. I've probably very rarely had a view of them this amazing. They're such small little birds, and to see one bathing like this is unbelievable. So we've been incredibly lucky just to be able to spot one like that. You'll see they've got tiny little red beaks, and they've got those very beautiful little black and white stripes that go across the chest. But that is just by far probably the best view I've ever had one. I think I'm making many people very jealous right now. Oh, that one just jumped to the right, but there is another one. I'm going to try and focus again just to get a better view. Very tough to get. It's still enough to get a good view. There we go. Hopefully you can see the black and white now. That's streaking across the face. Oh, that is just beautiful. And they just jumped down. So there's a little bit of water that you can't see in the mud here where it's drying up. Hi, Lizzie.
Hey, that was very cool to see.
How amazing. What have you got there?
So yeah, we've got the teals now started just sort of dabbling away on the water's edge. And then next to it, we've got a dunlin.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's molted out of its black belly, sort of going into its winter plumage. So
that is just amazing. And it looks like you've got a lot of water around. Are there any other waders that you've managed to see?
So it's actually a bit of a funny time on this site. We seem to have had a big clear out of birds over the past few days. We've probably had in Norfolk significant rainfall, so all our sites are pretty wet, and it's really hard to get some of this water off for the waders. And the ducks seem to have vanished as well, which is a bit weird. So I think they've all gone onto the salt marsh behind me. But it looks like we're going to head to Tim. He's got some of our garden birds on feeders. Hey, Tim. So he may be, I don't know if he can hear us, but it looks like he's got a few blue tits coming into the feeder. There we go, there's a blue tit. Oh, chaffinch just popped in. Great tit down on the bottom. Another great tit. So in the UK, these are pretty much standard common garden birds, which are pretty pretty. It's a bit of a contrast between the wetlands that I'm looking at. So there's a few more dunlin. There you go, there's a teal. I've got another teal come in. So they're just finishing molting, these teal, and back into their breeding plumage.
So we're seeing quite similar things, I think, there, Lizzie. I've got a lot of widgeon. Everything just went up, and I was trying to see if that was due to a bird of prey, but things are starting to come back down now. So I've got mostly widgeon in the foreground. A lot of curlew on that point on the right. If I move slightly to the right, you'll see a lot of curlew in the water. Another couple just landing now, coming down.
Oh, nice.
And I've got off to the right some brent geese, but the light's pretty poor for those. So
yeah.
I'll see what else I can find by the great cormorant. We've got some herring gulls, red shank along the foreground, which might be quite tricky to see. They tend to blend in. Here in the foreground, right in the centre, there's some shelduck walking between them. Oh, you've got foraging dunlin there. That's nice.
Yeah, they start to do a little bit more than just sleep. Yeah, we've got some brent geese as well that I can hear behind me, but like you, I've got a big like flood defense behind me, so I can't see over the sea wall to get the brent geese at the moment.
They make a fantastic sound, don't they?
Yeah, they're probably my favourite geese. They do make an incredible noise. I just don't think we can be able to pick it up either on the mics, which is a shame.
No, it's a really soft sound, and I'd recommend to anyone after this, if you sort of perhaps on the YouTube or try and look that up on a site, it's a really nice sort of soft sound and it's quite unusual for a goose, I always think, but it gives me sort of good feelings of winter's coming and the birds are here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that they might. Sometimes they do fly over, like literally over my head, and drop on into what we're looking at the moment. But I think they're quite content out on the salt marsh, which is a shame because they're also quite pretty, I think.
I could try, and I've got quite a flock, so excuse for the moving. You'll see the numbers of widgeon that I've got here on the water in front of me. And then if I can get a bit further, then I should, here they come.
Ah, yeah.
So I've got a few brent geese here swimming along. So they're quite a small, compact goose.
Yeah, so you can really see how small they are compared to the widgeon, with the widgeon.
Yeah, so there's one in the middle. As I say, the light, my camera's struggling with the light here because it's quite flat. I just had a shower over. But you see the brent goose there swimming between the widgeon.
Oh,
hi guys. I could find.
Hi.
Yeah, I could find.
What have you got there?
Oh well, a few young flamingos.
Brilliant.
That have stayed around. Yeah, this is a small brackish lagoon, where they were just maybe an hour ago when I arrived, around 400, 600 flamingos coming and going. But unfortunately, we have started in this wetland area hunting season, not in this reserve, but around the reserve. So they have been bothered by the shootings, so they have gone. That's why I have recorded a video while they were leaving, and I will share to you later, okay? But yeah, I'm afraid we only have right now only these three. and also sleeping. Everyone has been partying last night, I think, over here because yeah, most of the waders and flamingos sleeping. Oh, that's nice, Dylan.
Yeah, so sorry, I thought
Wow.
I'd just interrupt you, Janina. This is a spectacular bird of the grasslands of South Africa, Cape Longclaw.
Wow.
Used to be called an orange-throated longclaw as well, which you can see quite nicely over here now, with its sort of fiery orange throat.
Wow. Completely forgiven, Dylan. Love it.
Yeah, so you can see they are very sort of similar to a pipit based bird. Also
Yeah.
closely related to the wagtails. And
Okay.
although it's a very
Yeah.
difficult feature to see in the field, they do have incredibly long hind claws, which gives them their name, long claws.
Nice. Yeah, it's a perfect mix of wagtail and pipit. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it's just slowly strolling around, looking for insects and grubs.
Wow, you're doing a good job. Love this bird.
Yeah, it's definitely a really stunning bird that South Africa has. And it's one of
The,
the
it's a
endemic
resident.
species. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a resident species. They don't move around too much, so they don't migrate to lower or higher altitudes. And they are an endemic bird to southern Africa. So they're mostly restricted to South Africa, but they occur in some of the neighboring countries like Lesotho and Swaziland, and I think a little bit into Zimbabwe and Botswana as well.
It's a beauty. Good.
Oh,
Thank
just
you so
slowly.
much.
No, it's a pleasure. So slowly wandering away from us now.
Good. Okay, and what's over there?
Hello, everyone. We've got a whole bunch of terns. Most of them look like swift terns. Janina, busy resting on some beautiful granite boulders in the bay near Boulders Beach, where the penguin colonies are.
Oh, I
You see
love
one
sea
coming to land there now.
Nice.
Absolutely beautiful. There's a whole bunch of granite boulders with a lot of terns on them. So it's the one main species that we've identified here as the swift tern. There's probably a few more, but it's because they do sometimes aggregate with other species of tern. It's just a bit tricky to see from the screen of the phone which species they are. Looks like you've got a beautiful scene in Valencia too, Irina.
Well, yeah, there's a few nice things around. It's quite entertaining, in fact, but light, I'm afraid, it's not the best from at this time of the day. And waders are still sleeping. As you can see, this is a big flock of black-winged stilt, and most of them are completely asleep. So, yeah, they are not collaborating too much with action today, but are nice to see them anyway.
Hi, Janina.
Oh, hi, Tim. How are you?
Just a quick one. This is quite unusual to get the kestrel just from the garden here. You can see him. I think it is a male by the looks of it. He's got a grey tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Great to see you as well. And just keep watching because he may well just dart down onto the grass. Maybe there's some voles or little mice down there.
Yeah.
So really happy with that. That's really good.
Yeah,
So we're
it's
on the edge
great.
of the reservoir here. And unlike Lizzie, we haven't had any high tides or low tides. Oh,
Oh.
cool. That's really good.
Nice.
Get him in there. You can see
Oh.
some probably in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It
really nice.
seems like a young juvenile
Yeah.
male. Yeah.
Interesting. The kestrels used to be
Beautiful.
really common here. And then I guess when buzzards started coming back, numbers dropped. So whether the buzzards were predating on the kestrels, I'm not sure. But we used to have 5 or 6 pairs. This year, I think we only had 1 pair breeding. But of course, traditionally in the UK, people would always see them hovering over motorways, or at least over the verges of motorways. And again, you just don't see that in the same proportion as you used to see. But how's things in Spain? All going well?
Well, yeah, it has been very entertained this migration season. Still, we have many on the way and many migrants still around. So we are still waiting for rarities. The first yellow-browed warblers have been seen since the
Okay.
first one I spotted under my house on the 9th of October, and quite several of them have been spotted every day since then. So yeah, we still have some hope of finding some new rare birds around. But we are enjoying a lot. Many waders and wintering species that have been arriving in the past probably 10 days. So every day it's different and it's exciting, you know, how it is being in the field. I'm going to show you, Tim, my wetland area, my favorite reserve area here in Albufera. This is the brackish lagoon where all the waders and flamingo were spending most of the morning. And that's, I'm showing you now the main lake, freshwater lake, which is Albufera. Okay, it's a huge wetland with many marshes and around this place. So it has a big diversity of habitats. And
Hey.
what's around, Lizzie? Oh,
So
that's
we've managed,
lovely.
yeah, we've managed to get some Brent geese.
Wow.
So these
nice.
are the dark-bellied Brent geese that we get in Norfolk. So they've just popped in for a drink. So they've probably only been back in the UK for the past couple of weeks. So we should expect their numbers to start to increase slightly. So we'll have a few hundred later on this site as the winter goes on. And then in like sort of northern England tend to get some pale-bellied Brent geese as well. You can just see them having a bit of a preen and a drink. We've got a few marsh harriers flying around and peregrines, so I'm a bit worried that everything may just disappear at some point. So we may be getting Alex from Georgia joining us. So there you go, you can see them having a drink. And the godwits are still sleeping.
And the gull there, Lizzie, is that a great blackback gull?
Oh yeah, so there's a great blackback gull out there, which is the bigger, darker one. And then the parent gull next to it.
Yeah, on the left. The great blackback gull almost dwarfs the Brent geese.
Yeah, you can just see how big of a gull the great blackback is and how small the Brent geese are.
Yeah.
So it looks like
the sun's come out here. Yeah, the sun's just come out. So on the widgeon here, you're getting some of the nice colour of the red heads of the males. And right in the back, I don't know if you can see it, I've got a grey heron against the concrete seawall there, hiding away.
Yeah, we can just make that out, which is pretty cool.
He was walking along a while ago, but he's been sat down out the wind for a little while. So around me as well, I've got quite a few starlings sort of flying around, landing on the marsh. So there's quite a lot of activity now that the sun's come out and birds are being a bit more active. But it's nice to see the ducks. What I do is if I take my phone out of the PPA what I'm using on the 150mm scope here, then I'll try and show you a bit of the area that I'm in. So it's beautiful with the clouds and the sun at the moment. So I'm looking now towards the Wadden Sea, and this is sort of a bay that comes in with a bit of salt marsh. And you'll see there, that's a spit that goes out where a lot of the high tide roost is. So this is sort of an inlet, and I'm actually on a spit myself. If I turn around behind me, then you'll see that that's towards the north point. You might just see the lighthouse in the background. That's the north point of Texel. So probably over that direction, you're there, over there,
Yeah,
probably
we'll wave at
250
you.
kilometers away. But you'll see it's beautiful now in the sunshine.
Yeah, it looks lovely now.
So I just try and put my phone back in the scope. See what we can see. So there's the widgeon, and they're not amazingly they're quite abundant and quite widespread around coastal areas. But it's with a lot of perhaps more abundant birds that it's quite easy to overlook them. So when you actually look in detail, then they're actually quite stunning. And the males with that white flash that you should just be able to see on some of those birds as they turn in the sun. But these are really exotic, certainly for someone in Northwest Europe.
All right.
Hi there, Josh.
Hey, how are you? We've got a bit of a penguin parade going on at the moment. It's starting to heat up. They look like they're going down towards the water. I thought I would briefly show you the kind of efforts we've gone to try and find penguins. See if I can just flick the camera around briefly.
The penguins are there all year round, are they?
Yes, yeah, they are. They are here for most of the year. They breed here, and then often they're out to sea. The younger ones spend more time out to sea than the breeding adults do. But if
and what time of year do they breed?
That's actually a good question. It depends on the colony. So every colony around the coasts here have a different time of the year that they breed in. And the Boulders Beach colony, I'm not exactly sure when they breed, but everyone has a different time of year. So I thought I'd quickly show you guys. We're literally sitting because the lights just got quite good. But I'm literally sitting on a penguin guano-covered rock in order to get cell phone reception and get a shot of these penguins.
Brilliant.
Let me flick the camera back around so we can watch the penguins again.
So you're actually quite close to the penguins. You can get quite sort of walk between them. So back here enjoying the ducks in the Netherlands. The sun's, hopefully you can see some of the colours there that are showing. A lot of these Eurasian widgeon, they've just arrived back the last few weeks really, and their numbers are really building up. So these are birds that are breeding in sort of Finland, Russia. Oh, and the sun's also shining in Spain, Janina. What have you got in for you there?
Nice. Well, I'm back in the freshwater lagoon with ducks, many species. Right now, red-crested.
Is that red-crested pochard? Yep.
Yeah,
I can see those in the middle with the red head, the grey bodies.
Yeah, it's a very good wintering place for them here in
And do they
Malaysia.
breed nearby, or are they just wintering birds?
Yeah, no, we do have quite a few pairs nesting in the area, but the main numbers are in winter time, no doubt. It's a very popular wintering spot for red-crested pochard. Thousands of them every year. Yeah, nice.
And you're saying about the...
I'm seeing everything quite agitated because it's hunting season right now. During weekends, it's quite noisy and it's annoying. Most of the way they are getting annoyed, and flamingos have flown, glossy ibises as well. Many ducks are suffering all this situation right now. So, well, it's what it is here. I'm afraid that hunting is permitted still in the wetland areas, even if it's a natural park, as this is. So, well, we have to deal with that. and I'm sorry I can't show you many other birds because they are moving all around. They are not quiet now. They have become quite annoyed. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you can even hear the shootings. Alexander, do you hear the shootings? Hi, Alex. Oh, I can't see you. Okay, maybe Alex will come with us in a few minutes. Hi, Lizzie.
Hello.
What's up over there?
Hello. So I've got some
shelter.
shoveler.
Yeah.
But I'll also
shoveler.
just show you where we're filming from as well.
Good. Nice.
So here we go. So this is Titchwell in Norfolk. So you can see it's a bit grey today. So this is our freshwater lagoon. It was loaded islands on it. And then we've got some reed bed in the sort of, it's kind of hidden over there. And then we've got, so we've got these sea walls that you can see. And
hi, Lizzie.
Salt marsh. Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Sorry about thank you for your commentary just now. I don't know what happened, why we didn't get any sound, but we've been getting quite a lot of stuff coming down. Mainly sort of blue tits, great tits, and nuthatch just now, coal tit, chaffinch. So really, it's just to demonstrate, I guess, people can feed their gardens, feed birds in their gardens, and then just enjoy them. And I think that's what the whole weekend's all about, isn't it? It's sort of sharing all these things we're doing together. You sharing from England and me from England, then crossing continents literally. So hang on, coal tit on the left. Wait, let's see. Okay, let's see if we can find the coal tit. Just keep going because that might well come down again. But yeah, how are things in Norfolk? Did you go for that nice rare bird yesterday, or were you too busy?
Yeah, so I did do a little bit of twitching yesterday. So
right.
so to let everyone else know that yesterday, rufous-tailed, I will get this right, scrub robin turned up in about 30 minutes away from where I am right now, and it's the first time in 40 years since we've had one in Britain. So I may have darted along the coast to see it. It's not often I go twitching, but as it was nearby, I thought I'd just take a look at it. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, so goldfinch just come in. That's just one of our most beautiful birds. I mean, I think our two goldfinches and a great tit Yeah, it's sort of real action time at the moment. It's fantastic. Yeah, I really wish I'd had time to come across for the. Hi, Mark. Hello. There's a contrast.
It's fantastic to see. Fantastic to see the birds on the feeder there, Tim.
Yeah, it's really cool. They're just literally outside the kitchen door. So I just thought, I want to just show people, you can get birds so close to your garden as well. And I think that's what so many people. Oh, there go your widgeon. And in fact, as I speak, behind me, we've got several hundred widgeon. They've been coming in like yours over the last few weeks. We're doing the monthly webs counts today, so we'll probably get about 2,000 widgeon. When you think we're right in the heart of England. It's amazing what Rutland water brings to us. But anyway, what else have you got over here, Mark, at the moment?
Well, where I'm sat at the moment, there's I've had quite a few roosting waders, but I've got the sun now full on where they were, so I've angled my scope towards the other side of the marsh where the widgeon are. There's a few pintail between them, and again a stunning duck. And as I was saying earlier, I think it's quite easy to sort of overlook perhaps more commoner birds, and even looking at the goldfinches just now in your feeder, that, as you're saying, they are pretty stunning, and that's something you can very easily do at home. I see you've got the sort of the seeds there that are already out the shell. My trick is I buy the sunflower seeds that are in the shell, and then the birds often stay longer to crack them open. So rather than just take one and fly off.
But a good point, yeah.
I saw a coal tit there.
Yeah,
you had a coal tit very quickly.
Yeah, they're coming. Well, it was marsh tit a few minutes ago, but we were off screen at the time. So we're getting marsh tits, bull tits, great tits, blue tits, goldfinches, chaffinches. But again, it's still so much natural food around in the hedges. Oh, that's a nice goldfinch. There's so much natural food in the hedges, and it's really early time for the big numbers to come in. And I've got 4 or 5 feeders going, even dried meal birds of all things. That's still bringing in robins and other dudders and stuff. So yeah, it's really fun. I just love it. And literally behind me, as I say, we've got lots of good birds on the water. But it's been a brilliant couple of hours. We've gone literally across the continents, and I want to just thank Dale publicly here for all he's done to put this together. Swarovski have done an amazing job, and I'm sure a lot of us are going to be together this afternoon watching South America and North America. Just can't wait. Let's just hope there's a few eiders. I'd love to get a spectacle eider. Dale, that's on the hit list, please. Thanks again, guys, and see you soon.